I'm Beth Sewald, President and CEO of the Vegas Chamber. We are here in our nation's capital on our 2025 Washington, D.C. fly-in, where we have brought a record number of Nevadans to D.C. So you could say it's LV in D.C. On this edition of Taking Care of Business, we talk to our entire Nevada delegation. Join us. Don't miss this episode of Taking Care of Business. The 2025 Vegas Chamber Washington, D.C. fly-in was nothing short of extraordinary.
More than 300 Nevadans from every corner of our state joined us in our nation's capital. And this year, we welcomed a record number of first-timers, with over 40% experiencing this trip for the very first time. Together, we met with our Nevada delegation, engaged in powerful policy briefings, and had a true seat at the table for the conversations that shape our future back home. These moments matter, and your voice mattered in every room. I want to thank the incredible Vegas Chamber team who worked around the clock, early mornings, late nights, and everything in between to make this experience possible. Their passion and dedication ensure every one of us walks away with lasting connections and real impact.
To those here tonight, spread the word.
Share what you experienced and invite others to join us, because next year's fly-in will be even more special. We'll return to Washington, D.C. to celebrate America's 250th birthday together.
This is about Nevada, our people, our voice, and our united future. I'm Beth Sewald with the Vegas Chamber. We are on our 2025 Washington, D.C. fly-in to our nation's capital in Washington, D.C. And I'm pleased and honored today to be joined by Senator Catherine Cortez Masto.
Well,
thanks for joining
I'm
us.
so glad you guys are here. As I said, I'm so glad Nevada's here in Washington, D.C. It's great.
Doesn't it make a big statement when 308 representatives from Nevada, from across the entire state, by the way?
That's right.
The rurals, Northern Nevada, Southern Nevada. What does that mean to you all when we do these things?
It means so much because, when we are here as a delegation, we're holding up our end of standing up and talking about Nevada and the importance of this legislation as it impacts Nevada. But when you have the chamber and all of the members come in and they're in meeting with some of us on Hill, or they're here showing a presence of Nevada, it's all the difference. It really does. There's a focus that prioritizes Nevada here in Washington, D.C., which is important.
I think it does. And we've had some of the most unique conversations this trip than ever, because we had a panel yesterday that was sort of brought together Northern Nevada CEOs of economic development, tourism, the airports, and Southern Nevada. And so these conversations, are sort of historical, frankly.
Well, they are, but it makes my job easier, because that's what I do all the time, is trying to bring everybody together in the state, talk to everybody. And with what you have done here with the chamber and kind of creating that infrastructure statewide, it's a game changer. It helps us. It actually puts us on a better footing to really get the federal support and go after some of those federal grant dollars or federal support that we need to bring to Nevada.
Well, speaking of federal support and things back home in Nevada, you talked a lot to our delegation just now about a lot of your priorities and home building and housing, affordable housing, things like that. Talk to us about some of your most important priorities.
Yeah, and so we'll get to housing, because that is a priority. It has been, and we actually are doing something positive about it. But let me talk a little bit about what I was just home in August. And so I was hearing and talking to so many people. People are feeling the crunch. They're feeling high costs, groceries, energy, clothing. People are getting ready to go back to school for their kids. Clothing costs, energy costs, all the above. And so the goal is, how do we focus here at a federal level to keep more money in our Nevadans' pockets? So some of the legislation I've worked on is no tax on tips, right? We have a large hospitality industry, but a large industry of workers that are focused on making tips for their income. So the delegation has focused on this, and how do we, we roll it out, how do we ensure our hospitality industry, our Nevadans, and the various professions that rely on tips are not left out of this mix. So that's the the work that we've done with Treasury. There's still more to be done, but that's a focus. And then, because of the gaming industry in Nevada or the other challenges, how do we ensure that folks that want to come and they are taking part in our gaming industry, that they can deduct 100% of their losses, which is traditionally how they were able to do that until this kind of Republican reconciliation bill passed. And I will say, as I've talked with my Republican colleagues who support fixing this, they didn't realize it was in this reconciliation bill. So this is another fight for me, and I think many in our delegation, to get this turned back so that more people can come to Las Vegas, support it, or live in Las Vegas, but if they wager, they get to deduct 100% of their losses, and they don't have to pay for 10% of that. That's just crazy. And then the other piece of this is the housing, but I know we're going to talk a little bit about that.
Well, one of the things that I wanted to mention, speaking of your successes, is Apex.
Yeah.
Congratulations on passing that bill. The Vegas Chamber represents not only Las Vegas, but North Las Vegas as well. So congratulations.
Well, thank you. But it was a partnership. This is how the public-private partnership works. And it's our public, our local governments, our chambers, our private sector, federal government delegation, everybody coming together to say, wow, how do we create jobs? How do we grow our economy and make it an environment that's conducive and easy for businesses to come into our state? That's what the Apex bill does, essentially. It knocks down the red tape and allows our local governments to really work with businesses to bring them here. Most people forget that in Nevada, a lot of the land is owned by the federal government. And because of it, it slows a lot of the process down when we're trying to bring businesses here to get permits. And so we just said to the federal government, hey, why don't you just step out, let us take control here. You don't have to worry about anything. And that's what that legislation does. And so we already see now the benefits of this industrial park at Apex. I was just out there. It's fantastic. Create, over 70,000 jobs for Nevada and grow our economy. And this is, again, this collaboration that is a perfect example of how it should be done.
And part of that is what you mentioned too to our group just now is housing, and I know you're excited about that.
I am, because if we're gonna grow our businesses, many people, whether you're living in the state or you're coming to Nevada because you want to work, you need housing, right? We want to lower costs for families. Part of that is affordable housing. So proud to say that in the banking committee and housing committee that I sit on, we passed bipartisan, unanimous housing bill that focuses on building more affordable housing that helps home ownership and renters. And there's so much to it. A part of the program for me, and this is some of the legislation that I got into the bill, was there's a program, the Home Partnership Program, that has existed for a number of years, but it hasn't been reauthorized for over 30 years and updated. We need more of those federal funds to come into our states, and that's what this does. Bring some of the federal funds into our state housing division, so that then they can help build more of that affordable housing. It updates it. It will help with veteran home ownership. It will help with seniors. It helps with so many different things, and that was a key part of it. I also know in our state we have a lot of manufactured homes and manufactured communities, and they literally are always left out. They can't go after grants to improve their manufactured homes. They're always having challenges improving the community, the infrastructure, right, and the utilities in the community. So we did the PRICE program, and that gives more grant funding to these communities that I know are in Nevada that will help them with their homes as well.
Well, I applaud you, first of all, for passing that, but also doing it in a bipartisan manner. So congratulations on that.
Unanimous. You got to say unanimous.
Incredible.
And I said this, but the last time we passed this, anything out of this banking committee unanimously on housing was 17 years ago. So it's just, it shows you if you work at it, you can get things done.
And that's a credit to your leadership.
Oh, thank you.
By the way,
appreciate that.
On behalf of all of us at the Chamber, I mean, our board and our team at the Chamber of Commerce and all of the businesses that we represent, thank you so much for your leadership and for your support of the state.
Thank you.
And the Chamber of Commerce, by the way.
I couldn't be done without the Chamber, so I have to thank you.
You're incredible to work with, and we really appreciate you.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks again, Senator Catherine Cortez Masto. 2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses.
If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates.
The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
Is there something more fabulous? I need something to chase, something to melt this face. I need Las Vegas. It's too much and never enough. Oh, welcome to fabulous. It's spectacular, outrageous, impossible stuff. You'll stop and yell, welcome to fabulous.
I'm really excited about this next panel. It is entitled Federal Issues Impacting Climate and What That Means for Nevada. This panel is going to discuss how the federal issues and policies significantly impact us in Nevada. And we're going to be talking about things like tourism, gaming, construction, real estate, air travel, and so forth. Our moderator today for this discussion, and Tom, if you would please come back and join me on the stage, is Tom Burns, the director at the Governor's Office of Economic Development. Welcome back, Tom. Thank you very much.
It's important to know while the last couple of years have been pretty challenging, we've lost a number of deals in states where I lost one to Georgia about 8 months ago that we should have won. But the truth is, that company was struggling to raise the equity to make the deal financeable. And so they were happy to start paying tax burden on day one in exchange for cash on the front end of their deal. And so the state of Georgia put about $100 million in that deal, and guess what? They were able to close it. They've got to start paying taxes on day one, but they got the cash they needed to make their deal a reality. It's sort of a unique thing that's happening with rates having stayed high as long as they have. A big part of our pitch is I've heard Tom say it a dozen times, we can't abate a tax that doesn't exist. And so we've built some measures to sort of show companies, here's the real cost of doing that deal. However, if you need cash to close, it doesn't matter, right? I would just tell you anything that we can do to collaborate as a business community to improve the landscape will help us grow our economy in a way that's productive and sustainable.
Yeah. Well, and Tom, I would also say, that by making some of those modifications, when we do have the dips that we were just talking about, we will have sustainability and resilience within the business economy so that those businesses kind of buoy us up. And we desperately need that. I mean, Steve would probably agree with this. I mean, he ran GoEd for a number of years. We've really got to continue this diversification effort and do it in a meaningful way and have the toolkit that allows us to do it. And it's just that critically important. We're at that stage where we have to do it.
Yeah, I mean, clearly we can't and don't want to replace hospitality, right? There's limits are facing what we are. I think we'd like to add some ballast to our economy, and probably gaming would like somebody else to pay a bill. So that's kind of the idea. Mike and Steve, how does LVCVA and RSCVA take a leadership role on the national stage, advocating for events promoting tourism and travel to the U.S.?
We clearly have to do our part, not only as Northern Nevada and the RSCVA, but as a state. And part of that, those actions are participating in national travel shows, right? So when you're talking about IPW or IMEX or Travel Week in the UK, that is our opportunity to get out there and sell our destination, sell our state, and sell our region. In addition to that, we have to support the efforts of U.S. travel. We need to be in communication with our elected officials, both on the state level, the federal level. And the other thing that we do, which we've started a couple of years ago, which has been very successful, is we have partnered with the LVCVA and Travel Nevada on the tourism side of the business, to bring our dollars together to go out and promote the entire state. Yes, we are there promoting our individual destinations, but when we can take those three organizations as one, we can really stretch our dollars, more bang for our buck, see more people, get the message out there, and it's been incredibly successful. I'd love to do that on the group side as well, so here's my pitch to Steve, but we haven't gotten there yet, but we really appreciate the partnership that we have with Travel Nevada and the LVCBA, and that is part of our effort to get the entire state message out.
Actually, Mike stole my answer. So on a national stage, it starts with U.S. travel.
Right.
Bill Hornbuckle is the chair of U.S. travel this year, which is very helpful. Of the 30 board members at U.S. travel, 4 are from Las Vegas, and they are really the organization that speaks for the tourism industry in this town, and do a really good job of it. And there's a lot to say right now. One of the things that I'll ask you to do, and our delegation completely gets this, you don't need to remind them, but the other folks you run into here in DC, if you just remind them that the travel industry is important, that it's about 10% of our gross domestic product. In Nevada is clearly the economic engine of an entire state. They don't really think about that on a regular basis. It seems like it's discretionary, it's an offshoot, and not a core part of the economy. And that message needs to get out more. And then on an international, from an international perspective, we need to be in so many different ways more welcoming and make travel to the United States easier.
What's the one thing you think we could do better to sell our region as an ultimate destination, and how do we accomplish that in the next several years? What is our call to action? So Steve, let's start with you.
Well, Mike mentioned value in Reno, but that is a topic in Vegas as well. And we have offerings across the entire spectrum of what you can spend. But no matter what your budget looks like, no matter what you want to do, we need to provide value. And the Welcome to Fabulous campaign, and just kind of full circle back to Taylor's being optimistic and aspirational. That's aspirational too. We need to provide a fabulous experience. We need to provide value, and leaning into that from a property level, from a workforce level, from a community level is a part of what that campaign's about and a part of what we need to do.
Mike?
Yeah, just to echo Steve's comments, we went into this year's budget with a 3.6% deficit. The grand scheme of things, that's a lot of bottom line room tax revenue for us. The one area that I did not cut was marketing. We have to market. We have to be out there. We have to tell the story. We have to promote the destination, whether it be Reno, Tahoe, Las Vegas, or the rural community. We have to continue to be the leader in that segment, and we are doing that. We also need to be prepared to pivot, and we need to adjust, because today's traveler is different than the travelers of our generation. They are looking for unique experiences. They are looking for activities. They are looking for something different from your traditional go to a hotel, have a nice meal, and go to a show. And so we are really focused on making sure that we have the ability to pivot our message, our offers, and our activities in a very short period of time.
I would say infrastructure. We need to push the federal government to invest in Nevada's infrastructure for airports. Obviously, we have a $1 billion capital program underway for the Reno Tahoe International Airport, replacing all of our gates, our concessions, our rental car infrastructure. All of that requires federal support. Of course, what Las Vegas has to do with its airport and future airport is extraordinary. We need a massive amount of infrastructure investment, and it needs to start at the federal government level and really flow that money into the state. Great experiences start with great infrastructure. The state is growing. If there's any slowdown at all, what we've learned in the airport industry, that's the opportunity to get to work, start building faster. Prices might get a little bit better. Labor markets might loosen up. We learned the hard way after 9/11 and after the Great Recession. We stepped on the air hose and stopped building and planning because we were concerned about the future. Growth is going to continue in all parts of our state, working together against 49 other states that are trying to do the same thing, I think is the key.
I'll echo Darren's comments, because the Reno Airport and Harry Reid International are strong partners and aligned on a lot of these issues. Earlier this year, it was announced that TSA was going to do staffing cuts, and you could feel that if that were to come to be, because that's going to increase wait times. That's going to increase for both visitors and residents. And at the same time, though, I would also like to say many people might have seen that the airport is Harry Reid International is the only airport in the country state where TSA has chosen to partner to demonstrate emerging technology. So that is the strength of the belief at all levels that Las Vegas is special. So if you fly through Terminal 3, you will get to test some new technology that is coming, self-screening through the TSA, that you will see that is underway right now. And it is the only place where you will see it, and then it will be deployed into later markets. The airport has gone through cycles before. We were the first airport to reopen after 9/11, and that was the strength of our people. That was the people that believed in the importance of reopening that airport. It sounds naive, but that's really the belief and the strength from Clark County, our Board of County Commissioners that oversees the Department of Aviation, and our Harry Reid International team, that it's important for us to be there and to be planning for the future, and that's what we'll continue to do.
So we wanted to leave you with an announcement today, something new that's coming, and you're hearing it before anyone else. And by the way, it's not productive for us to be competing with each other, because we need to be focused on competing with every other state and every other community in the country and world. And so something that we've never had in Nevada, that Danielle and I have agreed to work on together with the help of GoEd as well. IEDC is the basically International Economic Development Corporation. It's the professional association for people that do what we do. In most states with a mature economic development function around the country, you would have a state chapter or function of IEDC to do exactly what we're talking about. Promote collaboration, but more importantly, promote industry best practice, training on the ground, things of that nature. Danielle and I agreed in our first meeting that her organization and mine would take leadership, the leadership role in forming an organization like that in Nevada to benefit every community in Nevada. And of course, we reached out to GoEd, and Tom was more than willing to help. And here's what's great. If you take her office, my office, and Tom's office, that's about 82% of the economic developers in Nevada. So I'm pretty comfortable that we can get to everyone else. But look for some exciting information about how LVGEA, EDON, GoEd, and all of the EDOs in Nevada are going to be coming together to ensure that we've got a consistent, competitive, and attractive offering statewide. Thank you.
Cox has been a valuable supporter of this community for more than 25 years. We're here for you, your home, your business, your life. With Cox, you can do more of what you love every day. From Allegiant Stadium to your home, when the game is on the line, Cox Fiber helps everyone enjoy a winning experience. Extraordinary speed, exceptional reliability. You can count on Cox to keep you connected. And now with Cox Mobile, you can take that excellence on the go. We're here for your business too. With the technology you need to take on whatever's next, our reliable network has been critical to the growth plan of businesses from coast to coast. At Cox Business, helping you succeed is what drives us. We're proud to help businesses everywhere reach their customers and their goals. Our Cox Media team strives to be the full-service advertising partner you've always wanted. With over 30 years of media and advertising expertise, Cox Media can be the team behind your marketing success, so you can get back to doing more of what you love every day, bringing the world to your door, or your door to the world, and all at the speed of light.
2025 is bringing big changes for Nevada businesses. If you have more than 5 employees and have been operating for 3 years or more, you must now comply with new state retirement plan mandates.
The Vegas Chamber 401k plan makes it easy, offering a proven, customizable, and cost-effective plan for employers and employees to save with tax advantages. Visit vegaschamber.com to explore options and see how the Vegas Chamber can help you start saving for your future.
It's really important that Las Vegas and the state of Nevada have a unified voice in DC. Probably no time more important than now. We get so many Nevadans that set aside a week to come to this city and make sure that our state's voice is heard. And I want to be a part of that. It's also a great opportunity, maybe even better than when we're in state, to find 300 people who matter so much to our state and be able to spend time with them. All the land issues that we have with the federal government are important for them to hear our side of that and what we need in terms of their ownership of that land. But there's so many other topics that matter between federal government and Nevada. And, we're a long way from DC. And so everybody coming here and making sure that we are front and center, that they see us, that they see that this matters enough for us that we will come and spend the time that it takes to get to know them, to get to know their thoughts on these issues and work for solutions. The Vegas Chamber represents the business voice of Nevada, and that matters for the tourism industry too. In order for our industry to thrive, we need a great workforce, we need great health care, we need a great quality of life in Las Vegas and throughout the state. It needs to be an attractive place for people to come and live, come work in our industry, and to visit. And the Chamber is a part of ensuring that that's actually happens. Vegas has a big voice in the tourism industry, but there is strength in numbers. And when an entire state can speak with one voice, it adds to everyone's voice. Tourism is down. The economy is causing our customers, our potential visitors, in many cases, concern about the future of their job, the future of their personal family budget, and it's causing them to hesitate. And being able to speak for the entire state of Nevada, and not just our city, is helpful both for Las Vegas, it's helpful for Reno, it's helpful for everybody in Nevada. Vegas is still a category of its own. It is the place that everybody wants to visit. It's the place you go to celebrate, the place you go to escape. But the economy has got to be in a place where you feel comfortable doing it. We are also a very discretionary place to visit. When we have events that are so spectacular, like the fight on Saturday, the Raiders games on Monday night, and you can fill Allegiant Stadium, you can feel it throughout the city. There's no question about that. The future of Las Vegas is certainly bright. It's going through a little bit of a downturn, and we want that to end as soon as possible. The value that I've gotten, whether I was in business, whether I was working for the governor at GoEd, or now at the LVCVA, is meaningful. They are the voice of business. It makes a difference in the economic atmosphere in Las Vegas. It makes a difference in the quality of life in Las Vegas. That matters to everybody in our industry, the hundreds of thousands of people who work there. And so we want to support their efforts as well.
Thanks for joining us for this edition of Taking Care of Business. We hope you enjoyed our conversation with the Nevada delegation, and we hope you join us next year when we take LV to DC.